Tokyo drift, kept it real, never switch. Ride or die, homie. And every chick that I'm with look just like a Barbie. Can get a little cocky, okay, and what? And all the hating you been doing, it just ain't adding up. If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Need to worry about how the fuck you gonna pay the rent. All this TA on my charts looking just like graffiti. Every time I see Mo, I'm screaming out, feed me. Little shopper horror, come feed me some peach cobbler. It's all peaches and cream when you make a little profit. The Lord of Crypto posted up like a hobby. Tryna put some more coins in this motherfucking watch. Should I let my nuts hang or should I take profit? Gotta keep my eyes open even though I feel exhausted.
To choose.
Keep on grinding or you gon' cry. Stay in the nest or you gon' fly. Put up a few dollars or bet the whole pie. Bet the whole pie.
To choose.
You going long or Danny DeVito? You want a little bump or you want the whole kilo? Killing all your bills like Quentin Tarantino.
Choose.
It's a crypto world, everybody wanna get a piece. Money will increase, if you learn about it, time to eat. It's a green candle, up the bears, don't grab the grease. I'm revenge trade, up all night, I can't even sleep. The sun caught my ass again, ain't no going back to sleep. Eyes red like I'm so big lion, not a sheep. It's a crypto world, shout out to the crypto girl. Getting to the back, the whole world, that's what you deserve. Time to swerve and bend the curve, riding in the forest. Got on market cypher merch, feeling like it's Ralph Lauren. Steering wheel in a Ferrari, I call that the wheel of fortune. I'm just trying to get my portion, bend the corners like a torch. Drop the top on a Rari, I call that the headless horseman. What the fuck you gon' do? Join the market cypher crew. Talk the front desk, I need a room with a view. So I can see the Vegas strip, stumping in my moon boots.
To choose.
Keep on grinding or you gon' cry. Stay in the nest or you gon' fly. Put up a few dollars or bet the whole pie. Bet the whole pie.
To choose.
You going long or Danny DeVito? You want a little bump or you want the whole kilo? Killing all your bills like Quentin Tarantino. All this TA on my charts looking just like graffiti. Oh, what? This TA on my charts. All this TA on my charts looking just like graffiti. Oh, what? All this TA on my charts. Just like graffiti. Charts looking just like graffiti. Just like graffiti. All this TA on my charts. All this TA on my charts.
It's time to choose.
Ha!
Little trade another day.
And you know what? If it doesn't happen, and for some reason the charts change,
Little trade another day.
and tomorrow I'm the biggest bear out there, so be it.
You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day, live to make another play. You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day, live to make another play.
Little trade another day. Little trade another day. Little make another play.
Win some, you lose some,
But you little trade another day. Little make another play.
scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some.
But you little trade another day. Little make another
Is
play.
it the bottom yet? I'm tryna buy up everything. Not gon' get upset. Just pull the trigger, let it bang. When I see a trade, I'm hopping in like a Uber to secure my future. Up early just like a rooster. Eyes glued to the computer, looking for a bag or two. Market cipher on the screen, compliments of trading view. Now I know what I'ma do. Buy low and sell high. Even if you try and fail, at least you didn't fail to try. I don't wanna be the type of guy that let fear win. I'm the one that dive in head first and bust my chin. I know FOMO is a no-no, but I still get it in. Now I can't predict the future, but I know I'm bound to win. Later or sooner, I'll be the big kahuna. Cause I got big kahunas. I was not scared to get money, I took me some chances and now I'm the big kahuna. And if you
All right, what's going on, guys? Shout out to Crown Shocker for putting out those crypto bangers, man, with the bars, with the crypto bars. What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. Now, we're going to talk about this massive purchase from Coinbase. Coinbase.eth came in hot with this Kobe NFT. Now we're going to get into what this Kobe NFT is. So Kobe is was one of the main characters from way back in the old cycles in like 2016, 2017, even earlier than that, way before our day. You know, we came into crypto during the COVID times. You know, we knew about crypto before then, but really actually started to purchase crypto during COVID in 2021. So Kobe was one of these main characters in a big kind of, you know, like a celebrity, if you will. And so he's back, and he had this show called Up Only, and there was an NFT that could have been that was, you know, up for purchase to basically give another 8 episodes of this show. Coinbase came in hot and made a $24 million purchase on $25 million purchase on this NFT. So you can see the Up Only NFT says admission of 1 season of Up Only TV. That would give 8 episodes. He said Kobe and Ledger status into performing like monkeys. 8 episodes of Up Only TV. Does not convey any sponsorship rights, and we are allowed to call you idiots for buying it or ignore you completely with 0 mentions of your existence during our 8 episode season. We get to pick the guests, but if we like you, then we might ask you for some suggestions. And my suggestion is that I was thinking that, you know, Coinbase should spend $25 million on making their app a little bit better. So I was like, they probably should spend a little more money on actually making their application better, and then also have the network be a little bit better as well, too. All the, you know, the rails and, you know, all the products and stuff like that. As long as Coinbase has been around, you'd think they'd have a better application. But we had someone break down the kind of the lore of Kobe here. So this will give us kind of just a little bit of a backstory. So in 2014, MaxCoin chapter launches MaxCoin with Max Kaiser, one of the first celebrity coins. So didn't know that. 2017-19 era. So in that previous, you know, first altcoin season, works in startups, learning product growth. You know, blah, 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 crypto DeFi. 2020 returns with DeFi boom, becomes early co-founder and backer of Lido Finance. You know, the Lido DAO helps fund audits. You know, let's see, Lido grows into the biggest DeFi protocol by TVL. Pretty crazy. Same year launches Up Only with Ledger, a crypto podcast. Guests include Vitalik Buterin, Michael Saylor, Do Kwon, Beeple, and Screely. Sponsored by FTX before the collapse. Kobe covers the FTX hack live on air, exposing the $400 million in missing funds. So, and then the 2022, the Coinbase case, spots a wallet front-running Coinbase listings, posts the proof on Twitter, leads to the first insider trading case in U.S. crypto history. Then in 2023-2024, Builder again launches Echo, a non-custodial investment platform, connects investors to early-stage crypto deals, helps raise over $20 million across projects like Mega ETH, Plasma. Releases Sonar, a tool for public token raises. Man, joins Paradigm as advisor. And then today, one of the last true OGs, and this is, one of the last true OGs from the $10 Bitcoin era, still skeptical, still showing up every day, and one of the last influencers from the class of 2012. So this is a nice little breakdown to kind of, you know, give us some backstory here. And then, so just burnt the NFT, your move. So basically, whenever the NFT is burnt, Kobe said that they will start the show. So whenever that NFT is burnt, they will start the show, and we'll see what kind of guests they'll have on. It said corporate needs you to find the differences between these pictures, between this picture and this picture. And Pam is saying they're the same picture. And we want to remind you guys that we are indeed all Wojak. Where's our reply? we did get a reply back from Wojak. We wanted to give a shout out to the OG meme, the OG character. Like we believe that Wojak is, you know, we're all Wojak. We're all Wojak. Wojak is us. Yeah, right here. Said we are all Wojak. I think me and Wojak's shadow banning is happening in real time. Like 34 people saw that, 30 people saw that. I don't know, hopefully I didn't curse Wojak's account. But welcome, guys. Hope you are doing well. Make sure you're hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell. We're gonna do a short show. We're gonna do about 30 minutes or so. We're gonna break down some of the things that are happening, like for instance, the massive purchase of this NFT that is going to be, you know, I wonder if it's making people think like there money in this creator capital markets. Like, you know, it's all relative. Like there's people that are streaming and show up every day and they make maybe $1,000 a month. There's some people that show up every day and they make $0 a month. There's people that show up every day and do podcasting and create content and they make thousands of dollars a month. So it's very relative of who you are making your connections with, how much you are spending on your time of developing your craft and trying to get better and better. It's the circle that you're in. It can be how aggressive are you being with messaging people constantly, maybe sending out press kits. Like, I mean, you're only as close as your next DM or message that you send a company to be able to get a partnership or whatever it is. So it's very much all kind of relative in your journey. And I think in crypto, we're trying to do everything. You know, we're trying to be our own marketer. We're trying to be our own content creator, our own script writer, our own web developer, our own graphic artist. We have to be the host. We have to be good on camera. It's everything, all this stuff, all at the same time. And so it's a pretty interesting place to be. But then there's also all these things that we can niche inside of this ecosystem to be able to create something, to be able to, you know, whatever you're into, whatever you are having as your particular edge in the market, you know. But this one was brutal, guys, man. This one was so brutal. I don't know if you saw this on the previous live stream, and I said that this was basically me in 2022, where I said, oh, I'm going to quit my 9-to-5 job and start day trading and being a crypto full-time crypto, I told myself. And little did I know, you know. But all jokes aside, I think I still have hope. We still show up every day. We're on a 95 week streak of streaming, and we're going to continue to show up. But let's go into a little bit of the price action right now. Let's go into a bit of the price action. We're going to show you some of the altcoins. We'll show you what's happening with Pepe, with Chainlink. We're going to get into some of these altcoins, and we're going to get into some of the ecosystems that are actually still down with this AWS cloud services, kind of showing you that the centralized monopoly of web services that Amazon has now over a lot of these companies, and now we know blockchains. So Base has been down. The Base was down for 30 hours pretty much, and I don't know, they could still be down. I haven't tested it. I haven't done any transactions on the blockchain today, so I haven't really seen if whatever particular blockchains are affected. But I know of two that did not go down, and that was Solana, because Solana has a different type of validators that are different from some of these layer 2 and layer 1 blockchains that are based on basically just kind of like the open internet of open source stuff. So if these things get attacked, or they go down, or Amazon Web Services goes down, or they crash an update, there's a bug, then that means your money that's sitting on these particular chains are at risk. And what if you have all your eggs in one basket and that chain never comes back up? What do you do? So it's really interesting how this is revealing some things in crypto and truly what is safe, what is not going to be affected by some of these things, and what is truly decentralized and what is the strongest networks. Now, Pulse Chain and Solana were the two networks that actually didn't go down. And oh man, they were getting some pumpage on this 5-minute Chainlink candle right here. But yeah, we're gonna kind of just go through a blast of the altcoins here. We're gonna show you Ethereum. Ethereum is just kind of just skirting around under 4K. We tried to push up to 4K, and we're just skirting around. And we probably could see how, because the Bitcoin ETF outflows for the 15th, 16th, and then on the 17th as well, we saw basically all outflows, saw a little bit of inflows for today. But I would think on Ethereum, yeah, we saw some outflows as well on Ethereum. It just hasn't been really as strong. And you can see the weekly Bitcoin ETF flows had been really strong for a while, and it started to slow down a little bit. And the biggest outflows that we had were a little bit towards the beginning of the year, where we had massive outflows. We've had more inflows than anything on the weekly, and if you look at the monthly, it's been still pretty strong. And then if you look at, let's see, we can look at some of the US ETH ETF here, spot ETFs, same thing. You know, daily doesn't look as good, but then the weekly and the monthly look, fairly strong. But that is going to dictate a lot of the trading action. Marty Party makes a good case on why the regulated markets on trading with the CME, the futures, and also with these regulated platforms and all the things that are happening with the legislation with crypto in America. With these ETFs, all the ETFs are going to be stakeable. So the ETH ETFs are going to have staking. If you look at the chart here on the far side chart, you can see that staking is pending on all of these ETFs. And then we're going to also have Solana staking. There's also, if you've been following the news with what companies are launching with their products, Gemini is releasing a Solana credit card. So Gemini Solana credit card. Yeah, Gemini introduces a Solana credit card offering up to 4% back in Sol with automatic staking for rewards. So what it does is it auto stakes, because it's all smart contracts. So basically what it's going to do is auto stake your Sol rewards, and it'll just build it up and just have this auto staking percentage program happening. And this is super cool. So I don't know, like I'm bullish Ethereum, and I'm also bullish Solana for this reason. I think anything that is getting that, like all of these different products, and I mean, we know that Solana had been the most used chain, regardless if you think it was that, or it was all just for meme action or meme trading, pump fun. But a lot of it is developers. A lot of it is big money coming onto Solana, and maybe due to the fact that they know it's a little, even though we had those network downtimes, it's not going down now with AWS. So could Solana be the institutional pick? Is it going to be the institutional pick for stablecoin minting? Is this going to be where a lot of retail stores are going to start using Solana Pay? It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see. And we got to think about other companies like MoonPay. We've talked about MoonPay a lot, and MoonPay actually just released MoonPay Commerce. MoonPay Commerce is where you can actually get crypto payments platform for app developers, merchants, fintech, global enterprises. So basically, if you want to set up your business to be able to pay with crypto inside of your business. You can have it completely API'd and set up with MoonPay Commerce. So this is really cool. But this is where it's all heading, my friends, is where most businesses are going to be able to accept stable coins, are going to be able to accept all these different payment rails and networks. I'm just curious which one is going to be the one that's going to be used the most. Whichever one is going to be used the most is, it's kind of like you're investing in these early internet networks. You're just investing in these networks really early. And we're just hoping that we're in the right place at the right time. And you can go down all kinds of different rabbit holes and narratives of what you would want to then hold and build your bag. I mean, you got privacy. We had a privacy conversation, a privacy thread startup with some people in the community. We asked a question. Let's see. Doug Funny said, interesting phenomenon here. I saw this with Useless and now seeing it with Zcash. He said, I thought it was just a meme coin derangement syndrome thing, but Zcash is the opposite. Ancient tech coin. So why do they both have such outspoken haters? Hypothesis, people have such incredible bad post-traumatic stress disorder right now and are so affected with cynicism that any coin that's an outperformer garners a perception that it must be because of dark, sinister forces. A price attention flywheel pump is just simply no longer possible and never will be. It has to be a scam. Note, this post is a grant. And then this is a copy into Gainsey, or posting with Gainsey, or replying to it. Zcash, strongest alt leading the way up. Been that way for a while. Gigabrain's bullish on it, and somehow everyone offsides and hates it, and hates its evangelists. Didn't expect anywhere or anyone to care. Thought people would root for it. And then Graham came in and said China is the one buying all of it, just like they've been buying gold. They just choose the wrong privacy coin for whatever reason. And then I said, well, what's the right one? And I knew what he was going to say. I was like, he's probably going to say Monero. So he said Monero. And then Speed Demon said, what makes Monero better than Zcash? And Graham said, my understanding is Zcash was created by a private company, whereas Monero was created by criminals. Seems like the incentive structure to be private, resistance to authority is higher for the latter. And then Grimace came in and said, yeah, Monero is the real legitimate privacy coin, feared and prosecuted by law enforcement and universally used by real criminals, which unfortunately also cuts the price a bit. So thus why you see more of a short-term bid from speculators for Zcash every once in a while. And then Speed Demon said, just looked at the XMR chart and it's giving me FOMO like 4-cent tickers. And I said, I think it's going to be minimum $1,000 this run. So let's see. Let's now, since we went down that thread, let's look at Monero and see how it's looking. It's at 308 right now. On the 5-minute chart, actually looking pretty good. Looking like it actually hit a really good bottom of support here. You can see a nice little support through line. You got some tops here, 323 as a good target. You got some resistance, nice range resistance at 316. So you can see kind of the established range where it starts to kind of jump around, So this gives you a good established target of a take profit if you're wanting to trade this thing, 316. And then this is on the 5-minute time frame. If you want to look at it more and try to get your a little bit more data, you can see on the 4-hour. You got an inverse head and shoulders that formed, broke up, tested up into that top right shoulder, inversed, really nice test up to 341. This is your second range. So right now it's pinched in this little tight range, but also there is a bigger range from 288 where it just pumped out of. And you can see the support here. The last time that it had good support from that level, it went to 360. So you have a couple different levels that you could be looking at here for short-term price action. But overall, if you're looking in the long term, I would be looking at, I mean, minimum 850. 850 on the long term here. You look at the weekly chart, this is where I see some magic happening. You look at the weekly chart, and none of this matters. If you look at the weekly chart, none of this matters. Like you get a Monero at 300 bucks and think that if privacy and degeneracy is going to be the last rotation of whatever cycle we're in, because we're not in a 4-year cycle, we're definitely in an extended cycle. And I equate this to the Bitcoin rainbow chart. Never have we had something be so spread out like this and stretched to where we're going to have a massive pop into the red here. I mean, going into next year. I think more so next year, we're going to have a nice little pop into the red for the Bitcoin, or at least the whole cryptocurrency market as a whole, just popping up into the red there. But I think, I don't know. Is privacy going to slowly just like tick up and really start to, like, that will be the once privacy coins peak out, is that going to be the signal for going into the bear market? Like these going up, peaking up to whatever point of capitulation, and then that's going to be the signal. That what 2027. We get a cool off and get that 2026 like mega red, crazy seriously sell zone, maximum bubble territory. And then we reprice stuff. I don't know. In 2027, 2028, is this when we're going to have the alien invasion false flag? Apparently that's the plan. Apparently that is the plan. That is the end game of bringing a one world government and quote, bringing about world peace, because there's a collective enemy that has to be fought. And then that's how the system ultimately gains complete control through this, false flag alien invasion. It's going to be, I don't know. That's what's going around. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if you guys have heard that, but it's a little unsettling. I don't like thinking that could be a potential reality. But man, at that point, I don't know if it really matters how much crypto you have. It's going to be how many bags of rice, how many packets, how much ammo do you have? That's what's going to be really important. But yeah, and some other news as well. We had Thread Guy get this major partnership with Polymarket. So I'm surprised he didn't get a Polymarket badge, because they've been doing the badges, like these prediction markets are handing out badges for their KOLs or people who are in partnerships with them. But yeah, this one is, they said Polymarket, crypto's #1 streamer, will be live trading on the world's largest prediction market. Tune in, Polymarket, handshake Thread Guy. Nice little commercial. So that's 2 major deals with Thread Guy. He's got Phantom. You can see in the back, he's got Phantom, and then also Polymarket. And I'm very curious as to how big these deals are, and how like for each stream, I wonder how much he's getting paid for each stream. It's got to be a pretty big deal. Very curious. And you got to remember, Thread Guy also recently had CZ. Recently had CZ on his podcast. But man, that $25 million, $25 million. So the creator capital markets are coming back. They're coming back. It's giving people hope. People are setting up their podcast studios right now. They're getting ready. They're like, what can I stream about? I gotta have something. You're either putting your suit on or you're getting your stream camera ready. And I don't know if this is real. I think they are. They're these vapes that have charts on them, that have screens with charts. It's ridiculous. And this is an old Morad post. So Morad having 742,000 followers, almost 1 million followers. He posted this in November 2024. Said, good time to get some Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu if you have been sidelined. My target for the cycle remains $20 and 80x from here. It's an old, yeah. So I mean, that's a. I love that. I love that. This is exactly how I chart my stuff as well. I just go chart bias, back bias, green arrow all the way up to the upside. We all do that to our charts. All of our charts look like that. It's really funny. Most of our charts look like that. We have all of those. We're like, yep. PDI is just gonna be A-OK. It's gonna be A-OK, guys. Remember, when you click Ethereum and then you click on liquidity, guess what comes up? Pepe, Chainlink, SPX 6900, Floki, Mogcoin. That's a solid list of stuff right there. It's a solid bag. Pepe, Chainlink, SPX, Floki, Mog, and then we just have to add in some ticker Bitcoin, obviously. I don't know why ticker Bitcoin's not popping up right here. Usually it does. Let's see. There we go. Man, this thing is really gonna, it's just gonna test you. I'm telling you. It's stuff like this that really will test you. But like I said, with a lot of these memes, you have to be prepared to have them go to zero. And that's just the sad truth. It's when you end up holding memes, you have to hold through so much pain. Most of the people that ever made money on memes, they had to hold through massive, just gruesome times. Sometimes where they were just they probably really questioned their sanity and everything about their life and the decisions that they're making. Then once you get past that point, when we get to the euphoria, will you be able to hold to the euphoria? Or are you going to hold it to zero? Choice is yours. No one can make you click the buy button. No one can make you click the sell button. It's all up to you. That's why you can't really blame anyone for your problems in crypto, or if you haven't made it just yet. You can't blame CZ. You can't blame, the markets. The only person you can blame is yourself. I mean, if I were to look in my on-chain, wallet and look at all the different times where I could have made some better decisions, you kind of, you have to do that. You definitely have to do it. So interesting enough, I don't know what happened, but I don't see the Trump coin. Trump was normally up here at the very top, for liquidity, but I don't see it at all. All right, the liquidity is 289 million. It's still the highest liquidity. I think the highest liquidity token of a meme that's on Solana right now. This one's still like super controversial. I'm still kind of wondering what's going to happen with this one. If they're ever just gonna pump this one again. I mean, because this one, if you look at it, it's just like Melania looks even worse. Now we have some news with Tron. Gary Vaynerchuk was even getting in the conversation with the Kobe deal.
You're just a kid. You got plenty of time to podcast and not be like me.
Yeah, it said life isn't a movie. You can have both. They say we welcome you with open arms. The Tron on base. So Tron on base, but I guess at this point, because base isn't working, can you even buy it on there? So just go buy Tron on Tron. And then Razmir made a good point. He's like, if Up Only is worth 3 million per episode, then is Thread Guy stream worth at least 1 million per episode? Oh man. Gosh, what are we doing? Okay. And I said, I'm worth about $120 YouTube ad revenue. So I'm worth about $120 YouTube ad revenue. All right, so real quick, we'll break down a little bit of the shots fired at crypto, and we're going to see if we can still continue to survive the shots fired to be able to get to the true euphoric point where we're destined to go. We have Zero Hedge. They had 13 reasons why gold has outperformed stocks and their claim to Bitcoin and crypto. It's been a haven during uncertain times, geopolitical disagreements, Federal Reserve, inflation in the US dollar, central banks, national debt and global emulation, US political instability, global public policy divide, philosophy and economic growth, stock market and US GDP, the true intention of BRICS, technological advancements and the AI boom, the supply of gold continues to be outpaced by demand. And the conclusion, price of gold closed at just above, and this was an old article, so down almost 100 blah 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 blah. Let's see. However, the next statement, let's see. The only way to bring gold prices down is to adopt rational political economic policies that enhance economic and political freedom across the United States and around the world. Policies that will provide an opportunity for all citizens to live in a freer, more competitive and prosperous United States and world where freedom and hard work dictate success, not politicians and regulations. Then we have Bitcoin, the gold of digital fools. And then they're recommending that this has just been the tried and true Harry Brown's gold, good old fashioned permanent portfolio. Has 25% allocation in government bonds, 25% allocation in equities, 25 in cash, 25 in gold. Pretty interesting. So this forever portfolio can be visualized as 4 quadrants formed by 2 axes, properties versus contracts, and long versus short duration. Simple yet elegant framework for balancing risk, reward, and resilience across time. Yeah, these charts are crazy. You look at this chart and it's like, and what's interesting, if you've been watching this channel for long enough, you've been watching the channel long enough, we had charted gold and showed you guys on the weekly and the monthly that there was a cup and handle breakout pattern. Basically, it was forming really strong, and it just outpaced it like massively. But I have this theory. So here's my ultimate theory of what is happening here. Is gold is charting and on its way to get to $5,000 an ounce. Okay. Once it gets to $5,000 an ounce, I have this theory that this is when our government is going with the Federal Reserve, to combat this quote attack on the US dollar through BRICS and then buying gold and all this stuff, and then the US dollar not being the world reserve currency anymore. Well, that doesn't matter, because guess what? There's stable coins, and then our reserve is going to be Bitcoin, and we're going to be on a Bitcoin standard. And Senator Cynthia Lummis, she is going to put this into play. She's already working on it. And when she talks about it, she has the biggest smile in the world because she realizes what the plan is. She's part of the plan. I think that we are going to be selling these gold certificates and gold bonds and gold reserves. We have more gold than I think people think. People think we don't have any gold. Like, I asked my wife and she was like, I don't think we have any gold. And I believe that we have more gold than you'd ever think we have. We're the United States. We take stuff, we confiscate stuff. We've always been kind of guerrilla like this. I think we have a lot of gold. I think we have a ton of gold. And so what we're going to do is sell the gold at all-time high prices on people's heads and buy Bitcoin with it. And then Bitcoin is going to shoot to 500,000 or almost close to $1 million per coin. We're going to have most of the Bitcoin because guess what? Michael Saylor and BlackRock and all these people have been accumulating it in America, part of the American stockpile that will be then hedged into all these different companies that are then part of the Bitcoin standard through debt collateralized with stablecoin supercycle. Do you understand? So this is like the 24D chess move that I think is going to be happening. And I think that this is how America is going to set up a quote Bitcoin standard by literally selling gold at all-time highs, at the absolute all-time highs, and retail is lining up, and world retail is lining up to buy gold right now, not realizing that every other nation state is going to follow suit after the fact, because we're going to set the standard, the Bitcoin standard of the money supply, and the government running on the standard of energy. It's all about energy. And there's going to be a new way that the Fed is incorporated in issuing debt and money to banks all through different things with on-chain, and it's going to be crazy. And so the system is unraveling, and this is how it's going to unravel, because there's countries like, for instance, like BRICS and all this stuff, and like they think they're going to get this edge on us like that, and I think that's not going to happen. This is what I think they're planning to do. Why do you think Tether is working with Howard Lutnick along with Jack Mallers to set up these companies to acquire a crap ton of Bitcoin using collateral, Tether, and a crap ton of, this is the plan. It's very much writing on the wall at this point. And pretty soon people are going to be lining up. I made the comparison is that people right now are lining up to buy gold in 2025, not realizing that they should be lining up to learn about crypto and buy cryptocurrencies and downloading wallets and watching crypto live streamers. because they're not paying attention to the bleeding edge of culture of finance and money. This is it. There's nothing else that's more interesting in what you need to be learning about right now. The 3 things that you need to be doing right now to actually have a successful bull run and super cycle, that I'm just going to call it. So 3 steps for a successful super cycle, I should call it, is you need diversification in Bitcoin, the top blue chips, Ethereum. You need some Solana. You need to be just accumulating these top chains that are having mass liquidity coming in, especially the ones that are having ETFs, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, some of them now being basketed with Litecoin and AVAX and XRP and gosh, just so much stuff. You need to have multiple wallets set up. You need to have self-custodian stuff set up. You need to have multiple exchanges set up because some of them go down. We look what happened with every single type of black swan, white swan event, whatever it is. There's always exchanges that networks go down, accounts get frozen, and it's a mess. So you always want to make sure you have multiple things set up so you don't, miss opportunities, and you also keep yourself safe. And then you have to have a hodling strategy, and also you have to pay yourself. You have to take profits. What's that going to be? It's going to be different for some people, You definitely want to have a more long-term outlook on your portfolio, especially with crypto being under 4 trillion. If gold is at $35 trillion right now, we have real estate at like 700 trillion. And real estate is going to be selling off hard, I think, going into the rest of this year in the Q1 when things start to level out. And I think a lot of that money and that value is going to be going into crypto. Also the stock market, but I think a lot of it being crypto. It's not super common, but I think a lot of real estate people are starting to realize that instead of having all this counterparty risk of people that are investing in real estate and having to have people rent their property, they have to pay mortgage costs, they have to pay property taxes, they have to pay for repairs. There's a lot of upkeep costs. There's all these hidden things that go into how much money you're actually making on an investment property, or even the money that it takes to keep up your own property, just like if you're just paying a mortgage. So it's pretty crazy that what I think is they're starting to realize that, wow, I could have just bought gold, or I could have just bought some Bitcoin at different points on the lows over the past 3 years. Because let's be honest, like gold in terms of percentage has outperformed gold in the past few years, but just in the recent year, in terms of year to date, gold has outperformed. So we'll give it that. Gold has outperformed in that sense, but in terms of the past 3 years, or even just like since Bitcoin's inception, I mean, it's gone up like thousands and thousands and thousands of percent. I mean, so let's be honest. Gold has now been on a 25, 30 year cup and handle breakout pattern since, if we go on the weekly, basically since, the 70s or the 80s. The pattern started right here at the basically at the crash of the 2008 crash, started going up from there, and that's kind of been the hedge trade of the whole of really the whole system, if you think about it. But this is why I think ultimately it leads to us selling it at the freaking at the Pico top right here. Boom. It retraces. If we were to do a fib, I wonder how the Fibonacci would look if I were to pull it from here and down into some of these lows. Or from the high, yeah, there we go. This would be my best guess, is that we get this tick up right here. We sell here, and then we use that massive profit that we made. Gold retraces, goes down 14%. Maybe even goes down lower to the 618 and goes down to 3,847. Is that crazy to think? Or does it just continue to defy all odds and just continue to keep going up and up and up and going all the way to 7,000? Because this is where people are calling it to go. 7,000, right up there. I think 5,000 might be the magic number. And we get that retrace. Have we ever seen that before? When we've ticked up as high as we've had right now, going all the way up to 5,000, because this right here from the bottom going to 5,000 is a 209% move from 2022. Now, where was the last bottom? And going up that high and peaking and having a retracement of 14 or 15% was from here in 2000, early 2000s. We went up 291%. Okay, we went up 291% from the 2000 bottom, and what did we do? We retraced down how much? 31%, 32% actually. So is it possible, if we barred this right now, if we grid barred this, I wonder how much that would match up. Yeah, I wonder if this is where we could end up. 5,000 or up here, then we take a nice little dip. We go down 32%, cool off. And a lot of that's gonna go, where do you think? So that's my best case scenario, I think, for gold. Silver, I said, I think was going to peak up to $60 an ounce. Cool off a little bit, and then I think go to 93 going into 2026. And then our call for the crypto total currency, crypto total market cap, 7 trillion. This is also, it's in a very similar pattern on the weekly of what gold looked like. Very much like gold, the total cryptocurrency market cap chart, very similar to gold. Let's see if we want to So you see the lagging correlation of crypto compared to gold. Gold's already met the target, basically. Like, gold's already met its target for its ultimate cup and handle breakout, but for us, we haven't met our target, which is the same area. If you're looking at this, it's the same area. The same breakout area. So that's why I have hope. That's why I'm bullish. Not going to get gold FOMO, stock market FOMO. We're going to continue to be all in on crypto. It seemed to have done Thread Guy well with his damn Polymarket and Phantom partnerships. So, creator capital markets are back on. It's game on, all right? It's game on, my friends. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. I don't even know, because I think Restream, did Restream work? Restream was not working earlier, so we could only had to stream to YouTube. So I don't even know how many people are watching. I don't know if it's working. I have no idea. Chat's been a little quiet. I had 1, 2, 3, 4 messages on the chat, so it's a little quiet. It's definitely a little quiet. Just a little quiet. All right, it looked like everything was working. All right, cool. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for coming in.